ladies and gentlemen, to the BFNL Netball Show for another week. Our preliminary final show this week. We're very much getting to the business end of the season in the 2016 McDonald's Final Series. Only 3 teams left in the hunt for the premiership, and a big show coming at you today as well. Sean Kelly's my name, in the host chair as always. Joining me, as she does every week, Kim Bailey, the AFL Goldfields Netball Manager. How you feeling, Kimmy? Big week and another one coming up after this.
Yeah. I'm just hopefully the voice is holding up. It's failed me a little bit this week, so hopefully it's going to hold up. Some really good games. Some expected results. Mm-hmm. Yeah, most probably. A couple of them a little bit closer than one was a bit closer as I thought, and one was a bit further out than I thought. Yeah. So the big guns sort of stamping their authority. I
had a look, I suppose, at the record article on the weekend, and I think we hit the nail on the head with what we're talking about on the netball show last week and in the record article this week with the predictions. But we'll touch on that very shortly, because our first talking point for this weekend, it's the biggest day of the year for junior football and netball in Ballarat this Sunday, the BFNL Junior Grand Final day. Now, off the top, change of venue this year. City Oval, we've always had the Junior Grand Finals there as long as I've been involved with the league. Unfortunately, this year, the state of the football ground at City Oval not quite up to standard this year. So the games have been moved to the Eastern Oval, which I reckon is a fantastic win, because it's the Senior Grand Final ground as well. So it's a great win for the juniors to be playing, especially netball, brand new court as well.
Yep.
So playing on a brand new court at the Eastern Oval this weekend. So Sunday, make sure that you pilot your chariots down to the Eastern Oval for Grand Final day, especially if you're a North Ballarat fan, because they are in every netball game this week.
Look, it's an amazing final, and it's pretty much similar to what it was last year. Every final is North Ballarat versus Lake Wendouree, so you just think how good their junior programs are,
except one.
Except for the 17s reserves, which is North Ballarat and East Point.
Yes.
So well done, East Point, for getting there and throwing a cat amongst the pigeons.
Which is what we need.
Of course we do.
We need as many fans there as we can on the day.
But you look at just, as I said, it's just the strength and the netball program that North and Lakers run must be absolutely superb. So congratulations to those two clubs and to East for getting those girls in. First game kicks off, which is the 13 reserves, at 8:45. So we do have a...
early morning, Sunday morning for us.
Early start, only because we've got presentations, and if there's draws and everything, we don't want to be playing until 5 o'clock at night.
Correct.
So, hopefully we'll see everyone there. It was a fantastic day last year. It was my favourite day of the final series. And
the photo of the year last year as well, with you in the combi bus with the Lake Wendouree girls, the Allen-style selfie.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We might do that again this year if the combis is going to be there. I'm not sure if the combi's going to be there, but, that just makes the day. And look, the junior ladies and the clubs are fantastic. I just love them. They're so supportive, and they're just they're great people to be around, and they make me feel really warm and welcome. And so the kids are great. As I said, it's my favourite day of the year.
Oh, very much looking forward to that this Sunday at the Eastern Oval. Get down there. There is a gate charge, so make sure that you do bring some money along with you. But it's a fantastic day, and well and truly worth all the money that you pay to get into the games, because to see the look on the girls' faces when they win the games, and the excitement just from playing in a grand final, it's absolutely priceless. Don't you worry about that. Moving in, though, to our next talking point, starting back into the senior ranks with the second semi-final on the weekend, East Point taking on Lake Wendouree. We spoke about East Point in the preliminary final, hoodoo last week. It's officially broken. There's no preliminary final for East Point this year.
You made the hoodoo. I said it was a load of garbage.
And you were right.
It is. They're a good enough team to play without that sort of crap.
And they're into a grand final, 52-34 win against Lake Wendouree on the weekend. Fantastic performance by East Point, showing that they have been the best team in the league all season long.
Yeah, look, I watched Lakers last week, and as I said, they to me looked like they were most probably they had a lot more left in the tank.
Yep.
But and I was worried that I'll put my teeth back in.
Yes.
If that is what all they had left at East Point, might actually go out and touch them up a little bit, and I think they did. Kate McLeod was extraordinary, I heard. So
yeah, I heard that too.
Just had an amazing game and shut them right down, shut the attacking end right down. Emma Farrell's just had an amazing final series so far.
She has.
So experience steps up in these type of situations, and she's done that. Again, she shot the majority, 31 for 41. So 76%. Kate Martin in the centre, which was one of the real battles that I was looking forward to. Kate Martin against Kirsty Walsh. Kirsty still had a good game, but I think that Kate might have just got the points on the day.
The two veterans.
Yeah, Chrissy James had a really good game as well, and Molly Boyle for Lakers.
Yep.
But, they're starting to hit their straps at the right time, and what was it, Shawnee has
18 goals.
18 goals is a really, really, really comprehensive
Especially
victory.
when Wendouree led the game at quarter time. They were 3 goals up at quarter time, and then East Point really got the motor going. The big thing that they did was they kept the shooting percentages down. Melanie Allen shot at 49%.
18 goals second quarter.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And then I think they went on to
13 in the
13
third quarter.
and
13 to 5 in the third quarter.
Yep.
Done.
So it was done and dusted in the second. To tell you the truth, that margin when you hit an 18-goal quarter, that's amazing. As I said, in a 15-minute quarter, you like to shoot 14. 13, 14.
Yep.
If you get to the 15, you're doing pretty
aim
good.
for a goal a minute, and if you get a little bit behind it, then it's okay.
So the goal has really stood up. Lauren Dew, we were a little bit worried about how she stands up in finals. You wasn't.
Yeah,
but she's
I've seen her play some awesome games.
But she's just proved me wrong there, and Lozzie Atkinson has just been a rocket ship as well. So no surprise there, but
none at all. The advantage for Lakers out of that is they live to fight another day.
Yeah,
they got themselves into a second semi-final. They had probably not one of their better days, and Kirsty will admit that. Rumsey will admit that after the game. But the advantage of where they got to
chance. You can do
is they got
now.
the second chance. That's exactly right. And by virtue of the winner from last Sunday's game between North Ballarat City and Ballarat, the first semi-final, 69 to 51, North Ballarat City getting the job done. Saw bits and pieces of this game, and that was about the margin was reflective of the style of game, I think, because Ballarat gave it their all. They were fantastic. But it was just that bridge too far. Jordan Bibby was too strong in goals as well.
Look at the bookends though. The bookends at each court, like the shooters. Jordan shot 57 from 64 at 90%. Kelly Moran shot 39 for 43 at 91%. They were unbelievable. This was a 120 goal game, which is phenomenal.
Cracking.
That's just shooting power. It just would have been like a game of ping pong, up and back, up
Pretty
and back.
much was.
I spoke to Lisa Badstella. She was just... all praise for her girls, in particularly Kelly Moran, she said, who just stood up and just was amazing. A little girl that's sort of gone a little bit under the radar as well for Ballarat this year, Michaela George. She's an interleague player, played RBNL.
Watching her and Stacey, as we said last week on the show, it was one of the highlights of the game.
Yeah.
Watching her and Stacey chase each other up and down the court because they are so bloody quick.
Yeah, they are, and they're little Jack Russells. I don't call them rats like you do. I call them Jack Russells.
Jack Russells. I'm happy with that.
Both of these players are amazing, and most probably took out, negated each other a little bit as well. It doesn't surprise me, but Ballarat should be really pleased. I thought the margin would be a lot more than this, to tell you the truth, and it vindicates their victory last week.
Yeah.
Because I know there might have been a little bit of, somebody didn't have this player and somebody didn't have that player. This vindicates them to say we were good enough to be there, and we pushed Ballarat, and so I'm really pleased for them. I think it's they're disappointed because it's a loss, but I think they should hold their heads high.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. Well done to Lisa and the Swannies on what was a fantastic season. Finishing in the second week of the finals, it's an improvement on 2015 where they played in the first week of the finals, so it's all onwards and upwards. For Ballarat, we know they had a couple of key injuries. Hayley Fiddler didn't play a game this year.
Yeah.
Katie Lindquist was very early on in the season. They get those two players back next year. It could make all the difference.
Yeah, and they might have another. I've heard there's another defender coming there as well. I'm not going to reveal my sources or where that's coming from, and they'll really strengthen them up again as well. So. Yeah.
Should be very interesting to see Ballarat go around next year, as it will be to see preliminary final weekend this weekend in the BFNL at the Eastern Oval on Saturday. It's going to be a busy weekend at the Eastern Oval as well. So, starting with the Swannies in the 19 and under game, taking on North Ballarat City. The D grade will be Sunbury taking on Ballarat. And then the green machine rolls in. From there on, in the C grade, it's Lake Wendouree and Ballarat. In the B grade, it's Lake Wendouree and East Point. And then the A grade game, Lake Wendouree taking on North Ballarat City. These two teams match up pretty well against each other. When they played earlier in the season, Lake Wendouree got their noses in front before North Ballarat City overpowered them in the end, which has seemed to be a bit of the trend of the games between these two sides. Lakers really come out strong early, but North City are able to overpower them in the end. Obviously, Jordan Bibby, we know, huge player in this game. Will it be the younger and, I suppose, without disrespecting the Lakers midcourt, quicker North Ballarat City midcourt, or the more experience in the Lakers midcourt that's going to help see a team into a grand final?
Yeah, interesting game. I think the key for me, if you have to take Mel Allen out of the goaling attack, it breaks it down a lot.
Yep.
I think they will have to be at their best to beat North City. They've been one of the powerhouses this year. We know that. Sometimes smarts up here can beat pace.
They can.
And
Lakers have got those in
abundance.
abundance.
And I was really impressed with Katie Williams and Kirsty Ross when I watched them against the game against Sebas. But Liv Jones and Stacey McCartney, Stacey from coming back from that knee injury really responded this week and had a great game.
If there's a team that knows how to play her, though, it's their former club, the Lakers.
Yeah, but I still think they'll be quick enough around the court. Sarah Milton's been in really good form as well.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see that match up there. As I said, I think the key is where Mel goes.
Yep.
But
I think they'll keep her in goal.
Yeah, I think they need to. But Jordan has come good. She had a couple of quiet weeks, but she's come good at the right time of the year now.
Big job for Kelly Berry.
Yeah, massive job. And Annie will have these girls set to where she needs them. Look, North have been in second spot all season and comfortably, and
there's been a gap between
nipping and East
first and second, and then a bit of a gap, hasn't there?
Yeah, so I think they're just going to be too strong. I think the depth, there's a lot more depth in the Ballarat team than the Lakers team. Molly has done a great job in defence, but again, Gina's such a nippy little player. She might lose her agile-wise a little bit, but I think Kelly Berry will struggle with the height of Jordan, and that'll be the key. I think we'll see what I predicted at the start of the year. Prove me wrong, Lakers. That's fine. If you do, great.
Yep.
But I think we'll see North go through to take on East in the granny.
We picked it after that round one draw, didn't we? We said this was a harbinger of things to come, and look, I think you're right as well. I think Annie's Angels can win their way into their third consecutive grand final and set up what will be a very, very big game between East and North Ballarat City in the grand final. Again, more than happy to be proven wrong. Got a lot of friends on that Lakers team, so we'd love to see Lakers win their way through to a grand final, but I just feel that North Ballarat City will be too strong on the day.
I do too.
That does it for the Netball Show for another week, folks. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to have a huge grand final edition. We'll have both grand final coaches on the show next week. We'll have the most comprehensive look at the BFNL A-grade grand final that there is. And of course,
I'm not taking speckies on your back like I did last year.
That's probably a good thing because we're still both hurting from that. And of course, we will wrap up next week the Henderson Medal Night. Next Monday, of course, the BFNL's Best and Fairest Night. We'll let you know who will be the Sally McLean Trophy winner for season 2016. Kimmy, thanks for joining us once again this week.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the BFNL Netball Show. We'll see you next week for Grand Final Week.